infallible truth. Don't let them dig in deep and confuse you. The gullible. My name is Madame Drottning. I'm representing Sweden at the Eurovisn't Song Contest Year 24 with my song Innocent. Tomorrow is the grand final of Eurovision 24 in Ulaanbaatar, and I want to show everybody my performance. It's a concept that's maybe a little wordy and difficult to read, and it's a subject that's very important to me, and I want everyone to know what I'm talking about and for it to be accessible to everyone. So I want to take a moment to tell you what it's about and explain the concept to you. It's a concept I've devised in the Tvättbjörn Community House. It's a speech of empowerment for trans people and a bit of an explanation about the song and about the idea behind it and our entry and delegation to Eurovisn't. And the words are molded in a very symbolic way. It's modeled after a skyscraper, showing that through this wave of hate, when everyone's trying to bring us down, it feels, we will rise above. We will be the highest thing. We will rise as tall as we've ever been, because no one can bring us down. And this is the concept behind Innocent. I hope that really explains it. If you've been to the opening ceremony, I explained a lot of it there. But now I feel that it's like the rawest and the most powerful way I can present it. And I hope it gets through to you, and I hope you feel the message, and vote Sweden. Anyway, this is it. So this is the sheet in full. It's in 1:4 aspect ratio, which is quite non-standard, but it gets through the message of how big the skyscraper is, and you've got the little trans flag on top of the skyscraper, which shows we will never be brought down. We are up here and we are staying here. And above that we have two sentences. One of them is in very small letters: the situation may seem grim, but don't declare defeat just yet. That's the title. It's actually taken from the third placer of Melodifestivalen in 24, Hate Crime by Venus Amalthea, which is also about the trans struggle. And it's a message of empowerment that I have to remind myself every single day not to declare defeat, because it is so frustrating. We're going through so much as is, and they're really trying to take every small amount of power still left in us and crush it. But we'll get through it. We'll be okay. And that line really resonated with me, and I decided that that was going to be on top of my sheet so that everyone sees it and no one can miss it. And the skyscraper itself is like one big speech, almost a rant from me. Maybe it's best that I just read it to you as it is, and for you to hear how I read it. Because when you read it in text form, maybe it doesn't bring the whole emotion through, and I want you to really see where I was coming from. So it goes like this. The trans fight is undergoing an active diminishment of its importance, its rich history, its relevance to the LGBT community. Young children are made to believe that they are at fault for the way that they were born into this world. Education workers go into classes to spread misinformation about transgenderism. They say that it's a cult, a societal trend. They say the scientifically proven phenomenon does not exist and that it has never existed. They are made to believe in a way full of hatred, and we can do nothing but stand in silence and watch. The news channels that once promoted tolerance and criticized the people in positions of power are now controlled by these people precisely, and they promote these unfathomable ideas. We were already approaching a better world where this scenario would never be a concern, but the world is entering a profoundly dark era. This isn't 1984. This is the current looming reality in the United Kingdom, in Hungary, Slovakia, Israel, developing and largely developed countries alike. No country is protected from this wave of hate. These sudden waves come once every few years. We've had them many decades ago against gay, lesbian, and bisexual individuals, though it seems the transgender community is even easier for them to target, so we've become the scapegoat of their hate. What can we do about it? Now, I have these titles in bold. They're like the foundation floors of the skyscraper. They're the main talking points. These are the things that build up the concept behind Innocent. First of all, we need to accept that we're the subject of this witch hunt, and it won't be an easy way out. We need to stand tall and fight against that hate flooding the media and creeping into our educational systems. We won't back down, and we won't let this wave of negativity drown us. We need to demand fair and inclusive teaching about transgender experiences everywhere. Schools should be a safe space where we can talk freely and openly about gender identity. Allies to the trans community should get informed and spread the word and use their platforms to shout out for trans rights and show some love. Together, we can smash these walls of discrimination. We owe it to ourselves to continue to embrace each other's identities and show mutual respect. It's a simple but powerful way to support each other, and love spreads faster than hate. Patience and understanding can change minds, and we're capable of that positive change. And we as a community must keep our heads up. Solidarity brings us strength and unity. Go to a nearby protest for trans rights. Go to a local drag show to support queer talent. If you can allow yourself, donate to a fundraiser. If in doubt, ACLU is always a good shout. The next title is A Message of Hope for Our Future. Because even though these hateful movements are persistent, they don't last forever. Eventually, we all know the moral side of history wins in the long run. Conservatives have opposed black rights, women's rights, gay rights, etc. Nowadays, these all feel like ridiculous things to oppose from our standpoint. And eventually, this will be the truth when looking back at trans issues. LGBTQ rights are still limited in every single one of the 200 or so nations on Earth. But aside from a few minor instances, we are all going in a positive direction. While we always have to remind ourselves that only 36 countries recognize gay marriage, that number stood at 0 as recently as during most of our lifetimes. 2001 was the first time a country recognized gay marriage. That was the Netherlands. We are moving in the right direction, as slowly as it may be, and a wave of hate will not change any of that, as prolific as they may be in their blunt ignorance. This is where we get to Innocent. A protest song for our rights. Innocent, the Melodifestivalen 24 winner and Swedish EV24 representative, is a song written, composed, and performed by indie musician Madam Drottning. It was written as a protest against the rising wave of global transphobia. It addresses the subject of trans panic, the literal fear of trans people, as if our source of life comes from indoctrinating young children to change their genders and undergo dangerous medical procedures and so on. Some of these trans-panicked individuals are genuinely confused or brainwashed, and some of them are just bigoted and hateful and are malicious in their activism. Innocent is written from the perspective of a young person who is starting to doubt their gender identity and is confronted with an anti-trans ideology. They are compelled to keep their feelings to themselves even more as a result. The recurring line, "I thought I was innocent," represents the person being convinced there was something inherently wrong with feeling these natural emotions. This is meant to show the danger behind these conservative opinions being spread to children, and it can be easily swayed at such age by figures of authority. As for the specifics of the meaning, the song's lyrics speak for themselves. And yeah, here's the song.
Infallible truth. Don't let them dig in deep and confuse you. The gullible youth, swayed by every authority, guiding what they're used to. And every day they wonder how they can buckle under. And every day they sink down, they find themselves torn asunder. I thought I was innocent. I thought I was innocent. Hide me away from the rest of the world. Now I will know that that's what I deserve. I swear, I thought I was innocent. They came to us and told us the facts, the truth of the matter, the state of the acts. We didn't know we were running in herds. We'll never let this small part of us be heard. And if it ever does come back to haunt me like it always does, I'll push it back, I'll tell no one. They say that's what we should have done. They warn us that if we come out, they'll push us back to whence we came. I try to make it happen with myself, but now it's all in vain. I thought I was innocent.
I'm so sorry at how long this video is getting, but there's just one last thing, there's just one last paragraph, and it's one that's really important to me. It's something that we don't talk about for some reason. Within the LGBTQ community, we have anti-trans hate groups like the LGB Alliance or LGB Drop the T that are forgetting that trans people have been here since the beginning of the fight for gay rights. We were under that umbrella term, gay rights, but we threw the first bricks at Stonewall. We have always been here. This is not a new fad. And people need to remember that. And this is just the one last thing that I have to say, and it is the very, very basis of the skyscraper, because it's what's holding all of this in place. Madame Drottning, that's me, recently performed a new version of Innocent live at a fundraiser event in Tvättbjörn called No LGB Without the T. And by the way, I make the distinction between No LGBT Without the T and No LGB Without the T because the T is, without us trans people, the LGB wouldn't be here themselves. And we really need to remember that. Anyway, back to the point. She also performed the song titled We Were Here, commemorating the fighters for trans rights that were among the pioneers of the rights for LGBTQ acceptance. The song serves as a sequel to Innocent, which is about people who are ignorant towards the trans fight for acceptance from outside the community, and it discusses the members of the community that are misguidedly trying to cut ties between the community and the trans fight for acceptance. A tie that has been standing strong since the beginning of time, since we threw the very first bricks at Stonewall, and we fought for gay rights alongside our own. This song also includes direct speech towards a child, potentially the same one addressed in Innocent, saying that there will always be place in the community for them, because we are the core of our pride. And that's bold at the bottom, right there for everyone to see, because it's so important. There are obstacles in our way. Hate crimes, anti-trans legislation, people trying to shut us up both from inside and outside the community, discrimination in public spaces, even the ordinary daily misgendering. But we were here, always. And we are staying exactly where we are.
Voices in me, don't turn me away. Young child, have no fear. For since the dawn